Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you guys are having a good one. So this video is for all my Battlefield fans out there. I have talked about Battlefield a couple of times on this channel, and I gotta say I'm cautiously optimistic for Battlefield 6. But so far from what I'm seeing of it, I do like what I'm seeing. There's a couple of things here and there that just kind of feel like I don't know about that, but I am a huge Battlefield fan. I've been a Battlefield fan for a long, long time, and with every fandom, obviously, everyone was thinking, "Oh, this is what I would like to see in the next iteration of whatever it is." So this video, I kind of want to talk about what I would like to see in a future Battlefield game. Now, again, this is going to be all my thoughts and opinions and stuff like that, and I would love to hear from you guys. Tell me what you would like to see in a Battlefield game in the comments below. But without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into this. The first thing that I would like to see in a Battlefield game, and I actually want to see this in every game because I'm kind of a sucker for this stuff, but I would like to see a character creator. And the reason why I want to see that is because you have a lot of people who, um, there's always that debate of male and female characters and stuff like that in video games and playing as a male or female in a war game. And that was a debate for Battlefield 5 because of the commercial we got for Battlefield 5. And I was like, well, this argument could always just be ended by having a character creator. Now, there's a couple cons to it because, you could make a really silly looking character and it can break the immersion. But I always thought it would be cool to make yourself in the game or a celebrity in the game or something like that, and put it in the game where you can play as yourself or this like Tom Cruise or something like that, right? And with that, obviously, I would like to see the um, like the uniforms and everything kind of be accurate to the timeline of the war, right? So if it's like the World War One, you want to see the fatigues that they would wear in World War One. Same with World War Two. And Battlefield 5 kind of did something like that, where they had like default characters like Jeff and Brian and Ray and stuff like that, right? But again, they were kind of like default looks, and then you had like the special characters that you could buy. That had like their own kind of like animation and stuff like that, and that was a pretty cool idea. But I think it'd just be really cool to actually just create yourself and put yourself in the game. But again, I'm just kind of a sucker for that. I want those to be in that to be in like every game. But I always thought that would be cool. But talking about like the camos and stuff like that, again, I want them to be like accurate to the time and stuff. And I think it would be really cool because one of the things that they mentioned doing was um, allowing every class to use every weapon. And I don't think that's a good idea. But what I think would be a good idea is to attach a camo not only to the weapon that you're using, but another camo that you can wear. Right? Battlefield 4, they didn't do anything similar to it, but you would do missions and you would unlock camos and stuff like that. And I think it would be cool to, maybe if you get a certain amount of kills with a weapon, um, you can unlock the camo for the gun, and then you can unlock a camo for a knife or whatever, or another knife or something, or a melee weapon, and then you could unlock a camo for your character, and it would be exclusive to each weapon that you use, and I think that would encourage players to play other classes to get these challenges done and stuff like that. And it's not like a challenge that like would go away. You can just do it whenever you want. And the way I kind of equate it to is like the service stars in Battlefield 4. You get like 100 service stars for your AUG or something like that, or the FAMAS or the PDWR. And one of my goals in Battlefield 4 was to try to get a bunch of service stars for all of the weapons. I never achieved it, but I always went back to the PDWR. But I think having like an incentive to use those weapons and stuff um, like that may be a good idea. But that's something I actually just thought about probably a couple of days ago. But another thing I would like to see is destruction brought back like 100%. More like with Battlefield Bad Company 2, where I felt like everything was destructible. In Battlefield Bad Company 2, you can destroy a building that is housing the objective, like when you're playing Rush. And if it collapses on the objective, then you proceed to the next one because the objective's been destroyed. And I always thought that was pretty cool, just leveling most of the buildings down like completely. And I would like to see that again. And I think that we're going to get a lot more destruction in this game. It looks like it. But Battlefield 2042 just did not have the level of the destruction that a Battlefield game should have. And that was one reason why it was so disappointing. And it felt like it wasn't really a Battlefield game. And of course, the specialist didn't help in that regard. It just kind of felt like they wanted to do like a Battle Royale kind of style game. But I think better destruction and consistent throughout all of the games would be pretty cool. But obviously, keep the class systems, recon support, um, engineer, assault class. I think that never needs to change, and why they changed it, I don't know why, but they do need to be equipped with their own gadgets, their own weapons and stuff like that. And I just added that on there because of 2042, and we never thought they would change it, but they did. But another thing I would like to see that I actually wish was in 5 and 1 were the Levolution moments from Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 Levolution, I remember, playing the beta in Siege of Shanghai, and like everybody just got together to take the tower down, and it was like just so crazy because it changes also the way that you play. Your play style is, with the dam breaking and oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it now, but it's where you're all like you're in the city or the little town, and um, you go to the rooftops. My friends and I called it Operation Rooftops, but a dam can burst and flood the streets, and you're just on the rooftops of all the buildings because everything's flooded around you. And then Siege of Shanghai and Dawnbreaker was cool with the sun coming out and stuff. But with Battlefield 2042 with the weather system, yeah, it was cool at first, but it just felt more like of an annoyance, and it didn't really force you to kind of change the way you played and all that. It just was like, oh, just avoid that area for a while and then it will be gone. With Levolution, it was permanent throughout the map, and it can change the tide of the battle. And I really would like to see that brought back in a grander scale, actually. But I would also like to see. I kind of really liked the gunplay for Battlefield 1 and 4. So maybe like a more responsive and tighter gunplay. I don't know what it was about those two games, but the guns just felt satisfying to use. Another thing, I think I have like a list of like 15, 16 things, but 2042 squad system sucked. So I would like to see like squad orders, the orders that you can get and stuff. Like you can, I think it's, I rarely used it, right? But I think you can like call in not weapons, but like tanks and stuff like that. But I don't think it was a point based system. Battlefield 5 had the point based system where you can call in the rocket and stuff like that to a location, or supply boxes and stuff like that. Having the squad points matter. I think that they need to bring that back for sure. And with that, obviously we need, VOP. It's just squad voice communications, because with Battlefield 2042 it just wasn't there, and they added it later. There's no excuse why that couldn't have been implemented in the beginning of the game. So again, it's one of those things that you thought that you didn't have to say. It's like it's obvious, but they took it out for whatever reason. They brought it back in, but I think at the point they brought it back in, most people checked out. But I would like to see, and it looks like this game is going to be like it, but a bit more of grittiness an just a more grounded visual tone. Excuse me. I kind of want it to feel um, like Band of Brothers or something like that. Really like how I felt like when I played 4 and 3, where it just felt a little bit more gritty and realistic. Not like too futuristic, just the perfect set of modernism. I do like the World War II and World War One stuff, but the modern Battlefield stuff is really fun. And then when they start adding like the futuristic stuff, it's just kind of like, okay. Now, like with Battlefield 4, I think most futuristic they got was like the railgun, right? And it didn't get too crazy. And I always go back to Battlefield 4 because I really loved that game. I felt like that, they did it pretty good, and they should have just remained consistent with how Battlefield 4 was. But on to like the maps and stuff. Um, 2042 just felt like an open wasteland of like nothing. There was a lot of maps that had like open spaces with no cover, and it was so bad that they added cover and patches and stuff, and they changed the way some maps were. Um, I feel like that they need to focus more on the design of the maps. Now, again, we don't know how 6 is going to look, but and you shouldn't even have to like ask for that, but we had to for 2042. I would also like to see a more consistent rush mode. I feel like with Battlefield 4, 3, and Bad Company 2, rush was always like on par with Conquest. And after 4, it could be it's just me misremembering, but like there was no good rush modes or anything like that. And they added it in 2042, but it wasn't like anything Battlefield 3 and 4 and Bad Company 2, where it just didn't feel like anybody was playing it. And it could just because people forgot about it, because I don't remember if it was in 1 and in 5, because we always just played Conquest. But I would like to see a better balance between Rush and Conquest, just so it's there, because I met a lot of my friends that I played Battlefield with on Rush mode. But I don't want to see too much live service stuff. I'm kind of sick of that, but we're going to get that anyway. I think there needs to be a server browser that returns, as well as private servers and custom servers, where you can like have clan battles and stuff. And that was another thing I liked about 4. In 3, we would have a clan battle, and that we would get invited to the server, and it'd be like a 5v5 or something like that, right? But and a little bit more of the weapon customization. Now, I actually kind of like the way 2042 did it with the plus thing, but I think it might be fine. Like, I just don't want it to be too cluttered. Commander mode. I would like to see Commander mode come back. I thought that was a really fun mode, and they could really implement the squad point systems with Commander mode as well. So it would make the squads actually feel like they matter and stuff like that. If they implement a Commander mode where he can maybe drop you off more supplies, or you can request something dropped at your location or an enemy location or something like that. For like content creators and stuff like that, I think maybe a spectator mode would be cool, just to kind of capture like cinematic moments and stuff like that. I don't know if there was ever anything like that in the other games, because I never specifically looked for it. But seeing some of the videos that some content creators do, I think that'd be pretty cool. But I don't really have anything else, I don't think. So that was a lie. There are a couple other things that I do want to talk about. I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can. But rewatching the video, I was like, man, I can't believe I left that out. But one thing that I would also like to see in terms of the maps and everything is a map creator. So if you want to make a map of like the small town that you live in Wyoming, or where I live in Indiana, hey, here's a map creator, go make it, and uh, I think that would be really cool. I think it would have a better relationship with the company and the fan base as well. So having that added, I think, would be pretty cool. And like I said, I'm a sucker for like character creators and land creators and stuff, map creators and stuff like that. I always thought that that was a really cool thing to implement in any kind of game. So having that would be pretty cool. I don't think we'll ever see that, but I do think that it would be pretty neat to see in a Battlefield game. The last thing I think that I want to bring up is um, I would like to see a stat tracker like we got in Battlefield 4 and maybe 3. I think it was just Battlefield 4, but I don't know if you guys remember, or you guys who are new to Battlefield, I don't know if you know this, but the veterans will know. There was a website you can go to called battlelog.com, and it was run by EA, and they had the stats of everybody who was playing the game, and it would tell you where you ranked in the world. So I was ranked in the top, like, oh gosh, I want to say maybe the top 20 with the PDWR in the state of Indiana. I was ranked pretty high in some areas as well, but I had a friend, part of my clan. He was like the number 2 jet pilot in the world, and he was friends with the number 1 jet pilot in the world. And it was really cool to look at, where you can see where you ranked among other Battlefield players who have played the game. I don't remember if they did it like specific to console or whatever. I think I can't remember, but seeing something like that where it kept track of your stats with weapons and your KD and stuff like that, I think that was really cool, and I would like to see something like that brought back, because it did make you feel a little bit more competitive. It's like, oh man, I'm number 25, but I'm like 500 more kills away from being number 24. Well, here we go, buddy. I'm going to take your spot. It brings a bit of that competitive edge to the game. But with that, I think that is all I wanted to bring up. I don't think I have anything else. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. What would you like to see added into a Battlefield game? Is there anything that you agree with me on? I know some people may not want a character creator, but that's just a guilty pleasure of mine, guys. I love the character creators and stuff like that. I think those would be cool. It's not like something I have to have in a Battlefield game. But yeah, what would you guys like to see? I have really nothing else I want to say. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you did not like the video, I really appreciate you watching for so long. If you would like to subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I'll tell you guys, I just kind of make videos about whatever I want to talk about, or whatever I find interesting. I don't really have a niche or anything yet. I don't know if I ever will, but I would really appreciate it. I just do all this for fun anyway. But I think I have 17 subscribers now, and I never thought I'd hit that ever. So appreciate you guys, really do. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go. I have talked way too long, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.